Hey everyone, it's Susan. Thank you for joining me for today's class. For this practice, we will be focusing on overthinking and trying to draw the energy from the head down into the body and then into the heart. When we get stuck in our heads, it's not a good place to be, but it's hard to break out of that routine, especially if we have conditioned our mind through neuroplasticity to be stuck in the head by overthinking. So we will do some breathing to start the class just to try to ground our mind and shift our awareness into our body. And as we inhale, we're just going to imagine and visualize with each inhale that our heart is just expanding. Okay, that's going to help shift that awareness, that energy from your head. You start to embody the movement, and then that feeling, that visualization of the heart expanding with each inhale, drawing energy away from the head. We will be seated in Sukhasana Easy Pose for a few minutes, and so if you're more comfortable, you can put a block underneath your hips or a bolster. So when ready, we are sitting with the hip bones rooted on the mat. The spine is going to be straight, shoulders gently rolled back away from the ears, palms resting on our legs, closing our eyes just for a few breaths here, a few moments. Inhaling through the nose, bringing that breath deep down, this time into the belly. Exhaling through the nose. Awareness on your inhale and your exhale. Trying to slow that mind down. Start to root it. Whether it's swirling or jumping, keep breathing. Long, smooth breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Also releasing stress hormones into the blood. Allowing you to start to relax before we move into today's asana. Long inhale through the nose, deep into the belly. Long exhale through the nose. A couple more. Beautiful. Now with eyes closed, we're going to practice inhaling through the nose, drawing breath deep down, still into the belly, but we're going to picture our heart space expanding as we inhale. So as we draw that breath in through the nose and we start to feel it gliding through our diaphragm, when it gets into that heart area, just picture the heart expanding like a circle, becoming bigger. You can have a circle of white light, violet, whatever works for you, and then continuing to bring the breath down into the belly. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, drawing breath, heart space expanding, inhaling further into the belly. Exhale. One more just like that. Inhale, expanding that heart space energetically. Breath goes deeper into the belly. Long, smooth exhale. Open your eyes. So this is how you want to breathe through most of the class today, and I will remind you as we move from pose to pose. So we're going to straighten our legs for just a moment and shake them out and return to easy pose, Sukhasana. The right leg is going to be in front, hip bones are rooted on the mat. We're going to extend the arms upward and then gently lean to the left. The right arm is extended, doing a gentle right side body stretch. Getting out of your head and just feeling how this is in your body, what it feels like, whether you feel it in your hips, your right side. embodying the presence of the movement to try to shift the energy from the head down into the body, ultimately into the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, extending arms overhead. Now we are going to exhale as we place the right hand on the mat and lean gently to the right. We're now stretching the left side body. Awareness is on the presence of the body first, and then second on the breath. Returning to center, arms extended overhead. We are now going to twist to the right. A couple breaths here just for a gentle twist. Arms extending overhead. Now we're twisting to the left. Arms extending overhead. And then placing them on the legs. We are switching legs. We are now going to put the left leg in front and go through that same sequence. So we will be extending the arms overhead, and this time we're leaning to the right side to start first because the left leg is in front. So stretching the left side body. Perhaps you can go a little bit more deeply into this stretch, embodying that movement, embodying that release of tension you may be feeling. It could be in your hips, it could be in the left side. Inhaling and letting that heart expand before you bring the breath further down into the belly. Extending the arms up with an inhale. Now exhaling and switching sides. The left palm comes to the mat. Inhaling, arms extend overhead. Exhaling, twisting to the left for a couple of breaths. Returning to center, arms extend overhead. Now we will be twisting to the right for a couple of breaths. Returning to center, arms extend overhead. One more breath, inhaling. Exhaling, placing the arms on the legs. Now transitioning into tabletop. We will be doing some cat-cows just to warm our spine up, bring some energy to our spine. Those that have practiced with me know this routine. So we will be exhaling into a cat to start, drawing that belly button up towards the spine. Inhaling into a cow. Exhaling into a cat. Inhaling into a cow. And then moving at your own rhythm. As you inhale and exhale, embodying that movement on the mat, moving around in circles if you wish. Whatever helps you get out of your head and into your body for this class. A couple more. Last one. Cat. Cow. Neutral tabletop, lowering the hips down, coming into Balasana, wide legs, child's pose, arms are extended on the mat. I have my mic in a different position for this class today to see how it works. So if you see me fidgeting over my right shoulder, I'm trying to adjust the mic if I think it might be scratching or making noise. So your forehead is on the mat, your arms are extended. Bringing awareness to your breath, to the inhale, drawing it deep into your chest, that feeling of expansion in the heart area. Letting the breath drop down a little further, and then a long, smooth exhale. Drawing the energy from the head into the body and to the heart. Slowly transitioning up through tabletop, we will be coming into a Sphinx pose. Elbows are directly beneath the shoulders, which are gently rolled back away from the ears. Palms are on the mat, fingers are spread wide. Closing your eyes here if you wish. If your mind is still jumping or spinning, just bring awareness onto your breath first, just the inhale and the exhale. And once you feel like you're coming out of that head space, that static energy in the head, then inhale into the chest, feel the expansion of the heart, and then carry the breath lower down into the belly, and then exhale. Guiding your mind on how you're going to breathe until you're just doing it routinely, and then you can start to feel more presence in your body. Beautiful. Transitioning back into Balasana, embryo, we're going to put our arms by the side and forehead is on the mat. Now slowly coming up, palms return to the mat, transitioning into downward dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Rooting through the hands and the feet. Awareness on that rhythm of breath. If you feel like you've got that routine rhythm down with the breathing, then just embodying the pose, how it feels as you hold it. Walking the hands back, coming into Malasana Garland pose. Hands in prayer. Trying to straighten the spine as much as we can here, from the hips all the way up to the top of the crown. Allowing the weight of the hips to become heavy, as if someone's drawing it closer to the mat. There's a string pulling your hips further down towards the mat. Walking hands forward, returning into a downward dog. A few breaths here. Looking to the front of the mat as we take little steps, coming into a halfway lift, straightening and extending the spine. Exhale into forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, forward fold. Just going to move my mic up a teeny bit here. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Getting some spine extension. Last exhale, forward fold. Holding here for a couple of breaths, stretching the hamstrings at the back of the legs. Inhaling into upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana, gazing up at the hands for a moment. Exhaling into mountain pose Tadasana. Palms facing forward, feet rooted into the ground. Closing the eyes here for a couple of breaths. Drawing that energy out of the head into the heart, embodying how the pose feels. Excellent. Opening the eyes. So we're going to work through some balancing poses that are very easy and basic. So I think we'll be okay. If you wobble and fall out of the pose, it's okay. When our head has a lot of energy in it, it's hard to balance. And so as we come into these balancing poses, find a gaze point, a drishti, to try to slow the activity down in the mind, that one point focus, so you can balance. But this really should help pull us from our head into our body. So we'll be starting in stork. We're going to lift up the right leg. The toes are flexed, and we're going to put our arms perpendicular to our body with our palms facing up. And we're going to hold here for 3 breaths, remembering to keep our breath going into our lower diaphragm, past the rib cage. A steady mind, steady balance. Without putting the right foot down, we're going to slowly transition it back to step back and come into an easy warrior 1. Arms are extended overhead. Engaging the core here in this pose first before you activate the legs. Beautiful. Arms are going to drop to the side again, perpendicular to the body with palms facing up, and then you're going to push up and return to your stork, trying not to put your right foot down on the mat. So here we go. Find your balance. Beautiful. That right knee comes up, right toes are gently flexed. Find that drishti, holding that balance. Exhale into mountain pose Tadasana. Now we will be doing the same thing on the other side. So left leg comes up into stork. Arms are perpendicular to the body, palms facing up. Toes are gently flexed on the left foot. Finding your gaze point to concentrate. Balance. Now slowly guiding that left foot back as we step into warrior 1. The right leg is now in front, arms extend overhead. A few breaths here. Arms return perpendicular to the body, palms facing up. Now we are going to try to push forward and just come straight into stork without putting our left foot down. And if you do, that's okay. Just come back into it. Finding that balance, holding stork. 3 breaths. The left foot comes down, Tadasana. Excellent. So we will be doing one more rotation just like that, but this time we're going to have our hands in prayer when we come into stork. So when ready, hands in prayer at the heart, lifting up that right leg, flexing the right toes slightly, finding your balance. We're going to hold this for 6 breaths now. Keeping those hands in prayer at the heart, we are going to guide that right foot back gently, stepping back into a warrior 1, extending arms overhead. We are here for 6 breaths, rooting through the mat with our feet. Hands return to prayer at the heart, and now we're going to try to push back up into stork with that right foot not touching the mat. Just going slow, finding your balance. Balance means your mind is steady, grounded. 6 breaths. The right foot returns to the mat. You can drop your arms by your side, maybe shake your legs out a little bit before we switch to the other side. When ready, hands in prayer. That left leg comes up, left toes are gently flexed. 6 breaths here. If you wobble and fall out of the pose, just come back into it and try again. Now, without putting that left foot down, we are guiding it backwards to transition to our warrior 1. Once we're there, the arms extend overhead. 6 breaths here. Hands return to prayer at heart. Now we are going to transition back into stork, hopefully without tapping that left foot back on the mat. 6 breaths here in stork. Exhale into Tadasana. Beautiful. A couple breaths here. Palms facing forward, shoulders rolled back. Eyes can be open. Just rooting through the feet as we breathe. Once again, drawing the energy from the head into the body. As we inhale, feeling that expansion in our heart space as we just pause for a moment. Inhaling into an upward salute, gazing up at the hands. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale into a halfway lift, and then we will be stepping back into a downward dog. We'll be having maybe about 4 or 5 breaths here. Such a great pose to come into. It's both relaxing and energizing on the body. By far one of my favorite poses. Looking to the front of the mat where the hands are, inhaling and stepping the right foot through, we are going to come into a crescent moon lunge. So when you positioned your back leg, it will be passive. Toes are passive on the mat. When ready, we're going to extend those arms overhead. We have 6 breaths here. At this point in today's practice, you're either embodying the movement, you have awareness of that in your body, or you have just awareness on your breath as you breathe, expanding that heart space. Either is okay. The purpose is just to get out of the head. Exhale, palms return to the mat, stepping into a high plank. Wow, tongue-tied. 3 breaths here. Knees come to the mat as you lower onto your belly. We will be doing some baby cobra pulses, only 2. Coming up into a baby cobra with an inhale. Exhale, lowering chest to the mat. Inhale, lifting that chest up off the mat. Exhale. And now coming into a static baby cobra. We're going to hold this for about 4 breaths. Exhaling, returning into a wide legs child's pose. Once again, arms are extended, forehead is on the mat. Rising up into downward dog. A few breaths here. Looking to the front of the mat, to our hands, and now we're going to inhale as we step the left foot through, positioning the back leg to come into a crescent moon lunge, arms extended overhead. 6 breaths here. Palms return to the mat, stepping the left foot back into a high plank, holding 3 breaths here. Engaging the core, the belly button should be up towards the spine. Knees come to the mat as we lower onto our bellies. We position our palms by our chest as we come into our baby cobra. Once again, we're going to do 2 pulses and then a static hold. So coming up, first pulse, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up. We're going to hold this for 6 breaths now this time. Remembering to move in a pain-free range. Beautiful. Exhaling back into Balasana, Child's Pose, Embryo, arms by the side, forehead on the mat. Slowly rising up into Vajrasana, kneeling. Our palms will be on our legs, our eyes are closed. Our spine is straight, shoulders gently rolled back away from the ears. And we're just going to bring full awareness to our breath here for a few moments. Inhaling through the nose, allowing that inhale to expand that heart space before it travels further down to the belly. And then exhaling through the nose. Drawing our energy from our head into our heart. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Opening the eyes. Transitioning into staff pose, Dandasana. Hip bones are rooted on the mat. Shoulders are externally rotated away from the ears, gently rolled back. And when ready, coming into a seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. We'll be here for about 10 breaths, modifying as needed for this pose, remembering to move in a pain-free range. Slowly inhaling upright as we're returning into our staff pose, and then we place the fingertips behind the hips and gaze upward, doing a mini back bend for a couple of breaths. And then returning to center, coming into half Lord of the Fishes. The left leg is extended. We are bending the right leg Placing the right foot over the knee, we place the right fingers behind the right hip, extend the left arm to straighten the spine, and then twist as we gaze over our right shoulder. About 10 breaths here. Returning to center, we're switching sides. The right leg is now extended, bending the left knee. The left foot is over the right knee. Left fingertips behind left hip, extending the right arm. And when ready, twisting to look over our left shoulder. 10 breaths here. Returning to center, shaking out the legs for a moment. Now we'll be transitioning into fire log pose, and I want you to come up to the long edge or the short edge of your mat. And you're going to put your right leg down, your right foot, and you're going to try to get the shin of that lower right leg in alignment with the edge of your mat. And then you're going to stack the left on top. So this is also a great hip opener. I would put it kind of behind pigeon in terms of how it can release tension from the hip. So right now you should be feeling some stretching in your left external hip, and perhaps this is where you stay as we hold the pose. That's fine. For those that are looking for a deeper stretch, they can place their palms on the floor and start to walk their hands forward until they feel a deepening of that stretch. The hip bones should remain rooted on the mat. We're here for 10 breaths. Last breath. Walking those palms back towards your body if they are on the floor, and then twisting to the left, and then twisting to the right. Extending the legs for a moment just to shake them out. And now we will be doing the other side for fire log. So we've got the left leg is down on the bottom, aligning that shin with the edge of the mat so it's parallel. And then positioning now the right leg over the left, just like fire logs stacked. And sometimes you can't get them quite straight. It depends on the length, I think, of your lower leg with this sometimes. And so you may see some slight deviations, but try to stack them as best as you can, just like fire logs. So for those who feel more tightness in their right hip, they may just remain seated as that tension is slowly released while they hold the pose. For those looking for a deeper stretch, they can put their palms on the floor and start to walk those palms forward. 10 breaths here. Returning to an upright position, we're going to be twisting to the right. Now twisting to the left. Extending the legs to shake them out for a moment. And then coming onto our backs. We will start with our feet up for waterfall, and then we are going to put our arms overhead. We're here for a few breaths, encouraging the nervous system to relax some more as we draw energy out of our head. Usually when we're stuck in fight or flight, all the energy is also stuck in our head. So with this pose, we're trying to nudge the nervous system to be in rest and digest, parasympathetic state, so that energy can truly just start to dissipate from the head and start to come into the heart and body. Lowering the feet to the mat, we are now going to do a double knee twist. Our knees are coming over to the right side first, extending that left arm out either perpendicular to the body or straight up vertically, whatever is most comfortable for you today during the class. Teeing the arms as the feet return to the mat, we will do some windshield wipers and then transition into our double knee twist with the knees dropping over to the left-hand side. The right arm can be extended perpendicular to the body or vertically straight up overhead. Whatever works and feels good today. Teeing the arms as the soles of the feet return to the mat. And once again, we windshield wiper the legs back and forth. And when ready, we have an option to come into constructive rest. The soles of the feet are on the edge of the mat as the knees point inward and our palms are resting on our belly. Option 2 would be reclined bound butterfly. Arms are extended overhead. Allowing your body to start to feel heavy on the mat. This is our last pose before we move into Savasana. Keeping the energy out of your head. by holding awareness either on your breath or any sensations in your body. Transitioning into Savasana, extending our legs. Arms are by our side, palms facing up to gently externally rotate the shoulders. Our jaw should be relaxed. Breathing long and smooth, allowing our body and mind to rest. Now rolling onto whichever side you prefer, bringing your knees up towards your belly button, resting your head on your arm. Your arm is extended. Closing your eyes here for a few more breaths. Now slowly coming up to seated. Hip bones are rooted on the mat. Your palms are on your legs. Spine is straight and extended, tailbone to crown. Closing the eyes here for a few more centering breaths. Hands in prayer, Anjali Mudra, the heart space. Holding gratitude for this time and practice on our mats today. Hands in Anjali Mudra up to the forehead, to the third eye chakra. Embodying vitality in heart and mind. And so it is. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to practice with you today. As much as you need to, return to this class if you feel like you're stuck in your head and you just need to breathe and move to shift that energy down into your heart. Until we meet again on the mat, be well.